Hi, I'm Kendall with the Rawls Group. The old African proverb, "It takes a village," illustrates the essential nature of a team approach to succession planning. Succession planning is a complex endeavor. As such, it requires leveraging the expertise of a diversity of backgrounds. Collaboration and different expert opinions provides a 360-degree approach, ensuring the possible, probable, and potential issues impacting your long-term vision are addressed. To provide insight into common questions received from business owners, we are leveraging the village of our valued strategic relationships. As you listen to this episode, you'll be able to immediately apply the key takeaways and you'll come back for more. Now we're going to focus on. This is a two-part question dealing with negative emotions. A, how do you manage negative emotions of others when I am in a position to encourage and lead? And B, how do I convert my negative emotions and responses to positive winning attitudes?
I'm Crystal Faulkner. I'm a partner with MCM CPAs and Advisors, and I'm also a professional EOS implementer. And when I work with leadership teams, we talk often about what happens when myself have negative emotions or someone on my team have negative emotions. And certainly we're all human. And in this uncertain time, whether it's COVID or some other issue that's facing our business, it's critical as leaders that we have a positive working relationship with our clients and our teams. And when I say positive, I mean present yourself in a positive fashion. When you are dealing with a team member who has negative emotions, the way that we deal with that is we sit down on one-on-one session, we drill down and we talk about what's causing the negative emotions. Sometimes we have to dig deep to really understand what the real issue is, not just the symptom. Once we identify the issue, then we talk about solutions, because so many times, if we really understand what the issue is, a lot of the time that we have a negative emotion is because we feel that we don't have options. So when we can walk out of the room having had a discussion with our direct report or even a coach, if you are having negative emotions, so that you can have options to turn the negative emotion into a positive emotion.
If you can't handle the negative feelings and thoughts that you have of yourself, you're going to have a very difficult time handling and projecting a positive impact on the people that you lead. So how do you deal with your own negative talk? And number one is by changing the way you talk to yourself, because words are tools that predict and perpetuate performance. An example of that is believing that, oh, there I go again. How could I have been so dumb? How could I have been so stupid that I did it over and over? So part of what we do is we begin to beat ourselves up. That has a way of being transferred onto other people sometimes. So the first thing we want to know is, how do we keep from beating ourselves up? And the way that you do that is, instead of saying, how could I have been so dumb? You say to yourself, that's not like me. This is the way that I normally do things. Usually I'm very confident, self-assured, and very capable in dealing with the kinds of things that people have brought to me. So you reinforce the fact that you already have the skills and talents that you need, and that they're part of your comfort zone, and then you can easily deal with the negative thoughts that you have. You do not need to be your own worst critic. And I hear a lot of people tell me that. And they say, what advice can you give me? And the advice that consistently I pass on to them is, stop. Just don't beat yourself up. You are, after all, only human. And you can adopt the same practice that I follow, and that I give myself 6 mistakes a day, and I believe in carryovers. And if I don't use all 6 in one day, I carry them over to the next, so that I can make as many as 10 or 12 or whatever the right number is. The second question was, how do I manage the negative thoughts and feelings of the people that I'm supposed to lead? And one of those is by going back to them and saying, tell me what happened, tell me how you think it happened, and tell me what you think you're going to do differently the next time that the situation occurs. And instill in them an idea that their self-image is such that they can begin to picture and envision themselves successfully dealing with negative thoughts and attitudes that result in behaviors that may impact and negatively influence the people that they work with, as well as themselves. It's all really relatively simple. Just talk to yourself, be good to yourself, And remember that you have the skills and talents that you need, or that you can develop them, and that you can do anything. The question is, will you do it? And will you give yourself and those you work with a little slack? Give it a try and see if it doesn't get you where you want to be.
Negative emotions can feel overwhelming, particularly right now in the middle of this COVID crisis. It's really easy to go overwhelmed and fearful and anxious and at times just having a bad day and feeling down and depressed. And at the same time, we know that emotions are contagious. And as leaders, we've got to be positive and upbeat in order for our people to be upbeat and be able to cope with their day and to be positive at work. So how do you do that when you're feeling down? Well, the answer, first of all, is that you and I have complete control over our attitude. Don't believe me? Neither did I. I didn't believe that either. So for years, I went through my days, many days where I was feeling down and depressed and overwhelmed and felt kind of a pity party and woe is me and poor me and nobody understands and nobody appreciates, etc. And so the idea of being positive just seemed impossible. And then a friend helped me understand that that wasn't true. That when I'd get a call from somebody important on a day like that, when I was feeling down, and this important person calls, etc., and I answer the phone, what do? Hey, Tom. Oh, yeah, Tom, how you doing? Great. Yeah, no, I'm doing good. Having a great day. How about you? Instantly, I was positive because I could be. It was important to me, and so I did it. And I had that kind of control. That was really a game changer for me. So it is critically important that we understand that there's a lot of things, though, that affect our emotions. If we're really tired, if we're really worn out, if we're stressed, etc., that's harder to be positive. So we need to get proper rest, eating right, exercise, pray to get grounded, have some fun. All those things are designed to keep us mentally and emotionally sharp and able to face our day the full way we need. Because our people around us need to feed off of our enthusiasm, need that to help them be positive. Now, at the same time, while that's all very, very important, it's also important that we show understanding and empathy. We don't know what our people are dealing with, but every single one of them is dealing with fear and anxiety and stress differently, and therefore they have things going on in their lives that we may not be aware of. They may have family issues. They may be worried about their health. They may be fearful of getting the COVID. They may be worried about losing their job or not being able to pay their bills. And all those things mean they need to know that you care. So today, as you approach your day, busy as it is, full of all kinds of things, so many demands on your time, etc., as you do that, ask yourself the question, am I approachable? Can people reach out to me? Am I willing every single day to reach out to one person and to say to that person, hey, George, how you doing? And to convey it in a tone that says, I care and I really want to know. That's a game changer.
Thank you to our strategic partners, The Village, for participating and sharing your perspective. Do you have a burning question you want to discuss with an expert? Feel free to submit it via the Ask an Expert link featured on the page. Continue to listen to the series now or come back later for more. Each question featured may want you to learn something new. Thank you to our strategic partners, the Village, for participating and sharing your perspective. Do you have a burning question you want to discuss with an expert? Feel free to submit it via the Ask an Expert link featured on the page. Continue to listen to the series now or come back later for more. Each question featured may want you to learn something new.